So Liverpool are sat on 39 points in the league, 17 points off the top and currently in 7th, I think. Man United and Chelsea have drawn games yesterday, so a big opportunity for Liverpool to make up some ground on them. But things are not looking good for Liverpool this season, are they? It's pretty clear that we've got major structural issues in our team. We brought in probably too many new players, and even though they are starting to fit in and adapt, I think Kirkes has been really good recently in general. Obviously took a bit of time for him to settle. I think Wirtz, Ekitike have been good as well, but there seems to be a structural problem at Liverpool in terms of the midfield area and just being too easy to play against in those areas. I think overall Liverpool have been, I thought we were quite unlucky against Man City. Lots of decisions went against us. Obviously there was a few red cards in there that probably should have been given. I'm biased obviously because I'm a Liverpool fan, but I think we got the real rough end of the stick in terms of results, in terms of decisions in that game. But Liverpool need a result, don't they? We need to win 4 or 5 games in a row. Otherwise, we are going to be in really, really dire straits. Probably going to be at like 10th, 11th, 12th in the league. Currently on the same amount of points as Brentford, by the way, who have a set-piece coach as their manager and basically just do long throws and looping balls over the top, proper old-fashioned 4-4-2 tactics, and are on the same points as Liverpool, who should be by all means really well above 50 points at this point. And yet we are really struggling to get these wins over the line. And I think loads of people are blaming Slot, and I just don't see how you can, to be honest. I know that people are going to go, it's always the manager's fault. When teams don't win, it's always the manager. But Slot sets the team up every game. We make like 10 big chances and don't score. Man City, how many big chances did we have against them? We had a lot. It wasn't like they completely destroyed us. In that first 30 minutes of the second half, we could have scored 3 or 4 goals and we missed every single big chance that we had. Even Salah was creating chances, which says a lot really, considering how poor Salah has been this season. It's just incredible. I don't understand how people can just sit there going slot out on a slot. He's so terrible. I can't believe it. Like, he sets the team up every game and we make so many big chances and they miss the chances. That is not the manager's fault. At some point you have to look at the players and go, these players need to step up because they're all on 200, 300 grand a week and they can't score goals. I know Ekitike missed a few sitters, but I'm not particularly looking at Ekitike. I'm more just looking at the general malaise that seems to be over the team at the minute. The main issue that I've got is the midfield is a really big problem. Look at last season when we won the title. We're playing pretty much every game. We're starting with either Diaz, Núñez and Salah as the front three, or Diaz, Jota, Salah, or sometimes Gakpo, Diaz, Salah. And then we had Szoboszlai, McAllister and Gravenberch as the midfield three. Pretty much every single game. The reason that we won that season, the title, was because of the midfield three for me. McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai. A perfect balance really of work rate, technicality, defensive solidity, good covering for each other, the ability to turn with the ball through the midfield areas, the ability to break the lines with passes. Just a very strong, good balance. And this season it's not there. It's not there at all. We're starting games with McAllister and Gravenberch as a double pivot. McAllister is well off the pace. I mean, he just gets ran past so easily, it's unreal. Gravenberch is basically playing in midfield on his own. On transitions, it's unreal how easy it is for people to just run past McAllister, like genuinely. It's kind of insane when you look at it. And then you look at the front four. Salah, Ekitike, Gakpo and Wirtz, all players that don't really run back and defend properly. They don't really close the ball down. They do token defending, if you will. Whereas last season, Núñez and Diaz, they would get back. I remember like 4 or 5 times Núñez would be at like right back or left back defending from the front, sprinting back. I mean, people used to slag Núñez off to no end, but I would absolutely take him back in a heartbeat at the minute because the work rate that he gave for the team, it definitely solidified the team in general, that defending from the front and players getting back in and doing a shift. And we just don't have that this season. The team is far too easy to get through because we basically have one midfielder and the rest of them are just up the pitch. out of the game essentially on transitions. We need solidity in the midfield. We need to be playing like we played last season. Essentially, Szoboszlai needs to be the 10 because he's always the one last season that would go and press the back line. And then you've got that cover around, and you need players that are going to work. I think Wirtz needs to play as the left winger. We need to play Ekitike, Wirtz as the left winger, and then maybe Salah on the right, depending on if we can get him to defend a bit more. And then you need 3 midfielders, because having 4 offensive players is not working for the balance of the team. We need 3 midfielders so we can have more solidity, more rigidity in those areas. The ability to win the ball back high. All of this is just because we're playing too many offensive players, and I think we just don't have the work rate in the team that we need at the minute to be getting results over the line. I think against Man City we were good. We were good in transition, but we never scored the goals that we needed to score. But I think the main issue for me at the minute, and this has been the issue all season that I've noticed, is that there is absolutely no solidity or rigidity at all in that midfield area. And it just means that the back four are they're having to defend way too many chances, and eventually you're going to start conceding, aren't you? I think that's also led to Konate making a lot of mistakes this season because he's not getting the cover that he needs. We need a DM. That's basically it. Liverpool need a DM. I think if Liverpool get a DM, obviously we've signed a new centre back in Xhaka, who looks like he's out for the season for Rennes after the day after signing him, which is fantastic. All of our players are injured, even the ones we haven't got yet. Incredible. Obviously, the injury problems have been a major issue for Liverpool this season as well. I'm not trying to sugarcoat that either, but I think realistically, Liverpool, we're playing the Aston Villa formation. We're playing the 4-4-2. It's basically a diamond formation. If we're playing that formation, we need workhorses in the midfield. It's not working, is it? We're way too open, and I understand Slot's going to go, we haven't got the players to do that. That's probably what he wants to do. Ever since we changed the system to the Aston Villa diamond formation type approach, we've obviously been a lot better defensively, but we still just haven't got that ability to get games over the line, and we're still conceding from these big transitional areas far too often. And I really think it's because we need that workhorse in midfield, or we need that defensive cover. The balance isn't quite there for the system still. I think we need to play 4 midfielders and 2 attackers rather than 4 attackers and 2 midfielders. That's basically what's going on right now. We should play Wirtz like Morgan Rogers as a second striker. Ekitike should be the striker. I think Salah and Gakpo should be dropped out of the team. And I think we should be playing McAllister, Gravenberch, Curtis Jones and Szoboszlai as the midfielders. I think if we did that, we would win games. It makes too much sense to me. That's basically what Aston Villa do. They're essentially playing 4-4-2 with 2 attackers. Wirtz and Ekitike are like Morgan Rogers and Watkins basically, and then you've got all the work that goes on in the midfield, the ability to supply the ball to the forwards with all of the transitional, turning the ball over. You've got more work in there, more solidity, more rigidity, but you've also still got the ability to go and score goals. It frees up Wirtz to just go and beat up the pitch, which is where I think he should be, just receiving the ball and supplying Ekitike for goals. That's what they want to be doing, not defending. I think this would work. But anyway, we've got Sunderland today, away. Basically a game that we have to win. Otherwise, we're going to be not even in European football. It's going to be a disaster. So let me know what you think down below. Like and subscribe, leave a comment, and I will catch you in the next one. Cheers.